What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Itz-Beez-Da, TrackStar, and welcome back to Dancehall Masterclass. I'm not sure what episode we are on, but today we are talking about panning, volume, and when is enough, you know? So, I mean, when I say when is the track ready for you to say, you know what, yeah, let's get this track organized and structured out and stuff like that. And basically, it's whenever you get that feeling, it's like, if you feel like it's enough as it is for you to start breaking it out, then you go ahead. Because if it's not enough, then you will hear that when you lay out the track and you say, you know what, it's missing something. So it's not really a thing of when, but it's just whenever you want to do it. It's when you feel like it is ready. At the end of the day, it's your work, and nobody can tell you when your work is ready. You understand? So the first steps in doing that is basically balance. You need to have a good balance, because if you are making a beat and it's not properly balanced, then you won't really get a good vibe from it, because you'll be like, you know what, this is all right, but yeah, that's that way. We come back to it another day, and you may never go back to it. So balance is very important. You need to pick out from early what are the most important elements of your track. You understand what I'm saying? So in this track right now, the driving force is the piano. But as a piano is a mid-range instrument, you don't have to have it up front. So we can bury the piano in the back as like an atmosphere. And I talked about this at the end of the last video. It's like we can bury the piano in the back and treat it as an atmosphere, because it's that type of instrument. We can create a lot of unique textures and stuff like that just by having a piano layered in the background, because it can give off a lot of good feelings and just a lot of crazy feelings at the same time. So if we go from scratch, let's just solo the piano right here and just find a good little balance feet. All right, cool. I feel like that's a good level. Let's bring in the top piano now. And now, as they are the same instrument, just playing different notes, you really want to get them away from each other, you know what I mean? And this is where panning really comes in, and it's very important. Now, remember, we are not mixing. That will be covered later on in the course, but we are getting a good balance. This is exactly what we will translate to the mixer later on as an idea of where the instruments need to be. And it's good to do this now, because if you get to the end of the track where you have 20 instruments and then you start panning, you won't know where to put anything, because you have been listening to the track for so long with everything in the same spot. It kind of becomes stuck in your head. So when you start panning things left and panning things right, you start saying like, oh my God, this sounds totally different, and I mean, I really feel it no more. I mean, I like it, and you know what I mean? You don't want to do that. So we will pan this out to the right, kind of, because we have this piano here a little bit more on the left, about 16-15%. That's fine. So we'll push this out to the right, 55%. That's cool. And then the next thing is just the volume. And the volume is what will give it the depth. Because if you have a low volume, it will seem like it's very far away. But if you have a loud volume, it will seem like it's right in front of you. So we just need to find that balance up in there where the volume should be. And I'm liking that. Cool. So now let's put in the pluck. And then as you can see, we already have something on the right, already have something on the left a little bit. So now it's like, okay, which side more I put it on? So because the piano itself is already massively to the right, we will pan the pluck a little bit more to the left so it hang out with the piano. And then it's just a matter of what volume should it be at. Cool. And let's remember, we are not mixing. So we don't need to spend forever, tweaking the volume and tweak. You know what I mean? We don't really need to do all of that. That's fine. We are not mixing. We're just creating a good balance so we can hold a vibe build a rhythm, and create as we want to. So now that we have that, the track feels a little empty. We need some drums, we need something to kind of give us a bounce and, just carry the style. So I'm going to go into the old school kit, the first kit, the Dandada Volume 1. I'm going to get a kick in here. It's kick 7. Hold on. I'm going to use kick 2. So we can actually get rid of all of the stock kicks and snares and stuff like that. Cool. So now let's just, get a good melody going. And if you haven't seen my video on, how to create dancehall drum patterns and stuff like that, it's very simple. I am going to employ the 3-3-2 technique. So we have 1, 2, 3. Basically, so the first, third, and the 7th note. So when I say 3, I mean 3. Just as the chord structure was structured out. So it's the first note, then 1, 2, 3. Then we have that note, then we count again, 1, 2, 3. And that gives us the 7th. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. After the 7, like I said, it's 3-3-2. So we have 3, then we have 2 here. So if we listen. You know what I mean? But in this situation, I feel like this note needs to be altered. So we'll put this here. So now we go from 1, 4, 7, 11, 1, 2, 13. Know what I mean? If we go into the piano roll, just to kind of get that out the way it should be, the length that it should be at. Let's get this out here. Stretch this out like that. So now we have a full pattern. So now we can manipulate this pattern and add some changes. But before we do that, let's just add a clap, just to kind of get, a good groove, just a, kick and clap going. So I'm going to put a clap here and here, just the generic stuff. Let's loop it. So here, I feel like this plays a little too fast the second time around. So let's move this over here. And in here on the loop before it goes back to the beginning, we'll just add an extra note. And I'll go much more in depth as far as getting drums in and all of that type of stuff later on, because I'm rushing through it right now. But this right now is all about chords and just melodies, right? So let's clone expand. And now I'm going to show you a simple way how you can get, melodies to how to kind of stack melodies without overcrowding, basically. So if we go and let's copy and paste this melody, and let's replace this choir. Let's replace it with just another polysynth. Doesn't really matter, but something big. I like that. That's fine. So let's turn this down. Remember, we had the original pan to the left, so now we're going to pan this one to the right.